Said I'll just give you the key. I could live without it, but I like what you're doing for me. Don't fuss about it, and let me be on my way. So quit the shouting, already know what you're going to say. You say don't leave me sleeping here alone. I get so lonely on my own. Don't leave me sleeping here alone. I get so lonely, lonely, lonely. You shot the bullet, it never found its way. I said I wouldn't, but I never listened to what I've been saying. You are the prison. I feel like I'm doing time. You are my reason, but you had never had no rhyme. Ain't that right? You say don't let me sleep in here alone. I get so lonely on my own. Don't let me sleep in here alone. I get so lonely, lonely, lonely. Don't let me sleep in here alone. I get so lonely on my own. Don't let me sleep in here alone. I get so lonely, lonely, lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely, lonely, lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely. I get so lonely, lonely, lonely.
What was that? So here Carey and I are in Miami, Florida, and we are playing a gig with this band that we were in. It's actually how we met. It's called the CGs. It was a company band, and the cool thing about the CGs was that we got paid to be there by the company. And then when we were out and about, the CEOs that played in our band would just run their company card on everything we bought. So we're out on like South Beach, and we're drinking. We've got bottle service at these clubs.
Bro,
it's
so
like
dope.
It's like 2 a.m, and Carey and I are both just like stupid drunk. We've been just going hard all night, right? And I'm at that point in the night where I'm sitting. We were having food. We were at that like after part of the night when you're starting to eat, and And in my mind, I'm like, guys, you got to send me home. Like, I'm done. Like, get me out of here. And Carey, being Mr. Friendly and his however many drinks he's had, starts wandering over to this random table of girls, and just starts talking to the girls, and they're vibing with him, and you know, 5 or 10 minutes later, he brings the girls over to our table, and then you know, this big group of people. We got girls with us too, so then you know, it's not weird. So long story short, we end up all skinny dipping out on South Beach, and
it was a good time.
It was a good time, and we all come back to get our clothes afterwards, and lo and behold, my pants have been stolen. And so I swear they were stolen. I wouldn't misplace them. Pants are a very important thing. On a beach on Miami. So we go back to the hotel, and I have to do the walk of shame up to the guy at the front desk, the concierge, and be like, "Hi, my name is Gio, and I lost my pants with my card key to my room in it. So if you could please give me back a card key so I could get in my room and go, you know, I got to fly out today." And the concierge kind of looked at me, and, you know, he's been in Miami for a while, so this isn't the first time he's heard anything like this. And he kind of just like shakes his head and starts to reach under the counter, and he goes, "Sir, welcome to Gio's Stream Shows, episode 28. My name is Gio Yaquinto, and I'm so happy to have you here with us."
That was a good story.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, the question is, was it true or was it false?
Well, you got pants on now, so.
I do have pants on now. If you do want to see an episode of Gio Stream Shows where I don't have pants on, you can check us out on patreon.com and make a request.
Since that time, we all called Nick. This is real. We call him Nicholas Pantalones.
Nicky Pantalones.
Nicky Pantalones.
I heard that.
Yeah. So this week I have
Nicky Pantalones.
I have an awesome group here with me this evening. To my left, I have Drew Ashworth from the Drew Ashworth Band. You guys want to go around and introduce yourselves?
I'm also Drew.
You're also Drew.
To your back left.
Not Ashworth.
Drew Powell. Yeah. Carrollton, Georgia. Play with Drew Ashworth.
I'm not Drew. I'm Destyn. And play with Drew Ashworth among a couple other people.
And other Drew.
And other Drew. Drew and Drew. Yeah, but we're all Drew Ashworth.
We are all Drew.
Currently.
We are Drew Ashworth. Personally, I'm not Drew Ashworth. I'm Carey. What's up, y'all?
I'm going to have to plead the fifth. I may have never been Drew Ashworth, or I may have been Drew Ashworth. The world may never know.
We are Drew Ashworth.
We are Groot.
We are Groot.
I have been lucky enough to be Drew Ashworth my whole life,
Look at you.
and I'm real happy to be here with my band, with my trio, and the girls had to stay at home today, and the saxophone players stay at home today, but we got the trio.
Give them a shout out. What are their names?
Yeah, we were lucky because we found some of the most talented people in Atlanta to help us make this record at CD Mosaic with Nicky Pantalones over here,
A.K.A. Gio.
aka Gio, and then Giro, you my Gio,
Hey.
and then Mr. Carey Durham over there. So we were real excited, but we brought in a couple of my friends been friends of mine for a long time, Mrs. Becca Marie and Ava Rose to do the background vocals, and then we brought in my good buddy Dr. Papa to play some saxophone, and then we also had the most heavenly angelic piano player named Joshua Rivers.
Shout out to J Rib Music.
If you out there, buddy, we miss you, man.
Yeah, much love. Signing out to J Rib. After we hear a couple of songs, we're gonna dig in a little bit more about your project you got coming out. But cool. Let's play them some music. That's why they come here. They come here for the silly pants stories and then the music, right? That's
Pretty much.
One of the two. Yeah. Bands will make your dance, right?
All right. So which one we want to do?
We're gonna start out with the Weezer.
The Weezer song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, cool.
1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. All right. Feels good inside. Somebody's Heine is crowding my icebox. Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. sip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy. Something is bubbling behind my back. The bottle is ready to blow. Say this way is a water-side away from me that takes by the every day. Yeah, so be cool. Saint Soil, your drug is a heartbreaker. Oh no. Yeah, that feels good, right? Nice and tight, nice and tight. That lets them know the tone of the show. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those days. We're gonna have a wailing guitars. Shout out to Drew, man. You got some skills on that guitar.
Well, I'm a little rusty and dusty on that one.
How long you been playing that thing, man?
Okay, so I got my first guitar when I was 8 years old. We found it in.
What are you, like 9 now?
Yeah, I'm like 9. I'm about 9. 39. But we'll go with 29.
There you go.
I found it when I was 8 years old. I found it in my grandma's attic. And I was down there visiting with a lot of our family. And we found this old guitar. It was a Sears and Roebuck model, I'm sure, classical model. And it was just dusty, and it was covered with rust on the strings. And it was up in my grandmother's attic. And I had to fight my my older cousin for it, who may be watching this feed, Ben. He lives
Thank
up
God you won that fight.
Yeah, he lives up in Minneapolis. But I had to roll around and wrestle with him, and he was bigger and he was stronger than me. But I was more determined. So
you wanted that guitar.
So I won the day, and then I've been playing it ever since. And I got my first actual real guitar when I was about 13.
Nice.
So
Well, yeah, and actually, kind of cool story is that I was working with Drew when I was looking at buying my next guitar, which is this beautiful baby right here. And Drew is one of the people who was giving me a lot of consult about what kind of guitar to look at. And this model, an Epiphone ES335, was one that you very specifically recommended. It was one I was considering, but you were like, get rid of the other ones you're thinking about. That's the one. And I went in and played about 50 guitars, but I was like, yeah, Drew was right. This has really done it for me. And that kind of talking about the development of skills, that's kind of one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is, on every instrument there are kind of milestones and landmarks to help you realize that you're starting to grow in your aptitude and ability to play that instrument. I know for me, I've been starting to play a little lead now, and I'm not amazing yet. But one thing that made me start to really feel proficient at the guitar and realize that I was actually pretty good was really starting to understand the cage system, right? And being able to move chords that I only used to play down here, and now going like, oh, here I want to play it up here, and now I want to play it up here. And that, realizing that I was doing that without really thinking about it was kind of a big moment for me. So that was something I wanted to ask you guys is on each of your respective instruments, what are some things that you think are good landmarks for people who are out there maybe who are trying to get good at drums or trying to get good at bass? It's like when you can start to do this comfortably, you'll know that your practice is starting to pay off.
Okay.
So what are, on the guitar, what would you say is?
Okay, with the guitar is a fickle thing. There are some people in your life that will come to you and tell you that they're a guitar master. Let me tell you that nothing could be further from the truth, because the guitar master is an oxymoron. Okay, no one is the master of a guitar, because the guitar has no master. You can play it for your whole life and never unlock all of the intricacies of the instrument. So immediately when somebody tells you that they're a guitar master, take what they're going to say with a grain of salt, because they're already a little full of themselves. Anyway, but with the guitar, if you're at the beginner level, if you can play through your whole 15-minute rehearsal session without your fingers hurting, then practice is paying off.
Hey, that's a nice one.
That's a good one.
If you're an intermediate player, if you can hear a song on the radio and with a little bit of work figure out what the at least the bass notes are and the keys, then you're doing good. If you're at the professional level, you should know that you'll know that your ear is well trained when you don't need the chart. So that's what I would say.
That's a good one.
That was a really good progression of levels too. Good job following or good luck following that one, guys.
I would say with violin, that's one of them instruments. It takes a lot of patience
For sure.
to get it sounding good. It took me forever to not sound like a cat dying. I don't know how my parents dealt with me.
Same, man.
I'm glad I didn't have to.
Same.
And I was real excited about it when I was younger. It turned into a chore. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not it turned into a chore. When you in middle school, elementary school, bro, you don't be. When I first started playing, when I was 6, I was like really ecstatic about it. I remember one night I was like, oh, okay, I just got this new instrument, and I was horrible at it, like really bad. And I tried. I was really excited. I wanted to try and play at 11 at night. Mom's was like, "Oh hell nah, bro, nah." So then you started understanding the regimen. But I will say, when you're starting to play, it's a fretless instrument. But you gotta. So which means you have to be really precise with where you put your finger on the fingerboard. So the way around that with the violin and a lot of different fretless instruments is you'll put tape down where your fingers are supposed to go so you could accommodate and play through your scales. So a good sign of building your muscle memory is when you don't have to look down at your fingerboard to play your scales. That's a great what is it, benchmark? What were we saying? Milestone. Yeah, that's a good milestone to know that, hey, progress is happening.
And Carey, you've talked to me pretty extensively about how your development, you're an amazing player. I've seen you step on stage with any type of band and be able to sit in and do well. But you've talked to me about, it took you a long time to develop your vibrato, right? You said that you struggled more with it than other people did in the beginning. And because of that, now I think your vibrato is so unique and so developed because you had to work so hard on it.
Yeah. So another thing, like growing up, you ask any string player, you walk up to him, hey, when you were growing up, what would you use to, or how would you hide? I mean, they might not be that candid with you, but I'll be real with you. We used vibrato to hide our intonation and to kind of, because it's a fretless instrument and you're not always perfect. So we'd be like, all right, maybe a little vibrato, or mask the fact that I was out of tune. And it sounds horrible. But like kids would use that as their way to kind of slide into the note a little bit. It's a crutch. But I was so jealous in middle school and elementary school because the kids all could do vibrato, and I was like, man, I can't do it. So I was stuck with, hey, you got to get this note in tune or it's out of tune, one or the other. So that kind of actually built my ear, and I was the last one to know and learn vibrato. I was so depressed about it. But once I actually learned vibrato, because I had a foundation of good intonation, my vibrato ended up being the best vibrato in the class, and that was like one of my shining points is my vibrato.
And I'm gonna call that your next pride point on violin.
Yeah.
If you can do vibrato and hide out of tune notes and no one knows.
Oh, then you're real good.
Yeah,
Playboy.
That's that next step. What do you think for the bass, Destyn? What are some things that people kind of got to get down?
Man, with the bass, for me, I came from playing electric guitar, so my whole thing has been trying to learn how to be a bass player. And it's a lot of less notes is what it is. Just learning that the spaces you don't play are often as important as the places you do. And
You better preach.
other than that, man, just for where I'm at right now, this week I've been trying to learn Deantown by Wolfpack, which is real fast. And he's doing these real fast eighth notes or 16s the whole time, and and it's just working with a metronome, and that's the biggest thing that's been on me this week or probably 2 weeks is working with a metronome and starting out on stuff that's difficult for you at 75 beats a minute, and I'm trying to work it up to the goal is 110. And I'm right around 100, but it's getting solid, and that's a real nice. It's like lifting weights or something. You have a solid number that you can look at and be like, I'm doing this correctly right here. Maybe I can push it 5 more.
Man,
you build on day.
Yeah, I like how you're building it from a lower end and bringing it up. Because anytime I've played a song, especially like a rhythm-based song, I can do it slow. But then it's when you try to get to the pace.
Well, and the key is not to try to push it either. To be like, well, I can almost make it. I'm holding on.
But I can miss this one note. And
I'm
jump
holding
to the
on
next.
barely at 95. I bet I can do 100. And you're like, no, get 95 to where it's solid, and then move on. Kind of like you're hitting your notes correctly.
Is that song we were playing yesterday? The one I'm talking about?
Fans of the band will be excited to hear all that because those are good. That song is going to be in the set list here pretty soon.
Hey.
But it was going to be a surprise,
Somewhat
but now
rotation.
the cat is out of the bag. Drew Ashworth's band will be covering a Wolfpack song.
Hey.
Whoa, that's gonna
Feel
be
the excitement.
In the next little bit. We do this from time to time when we pick songs that we want to cover, like songs that we're gonna like cover and still keep in our original set. Man, we pick like difficult songs, like hard and real funky songs to do because we want those to have the same impact as our originals.
They make us better as
Make us
musicians,
better
too.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
and they positively affect your covers.
A lot of times when we open up a set, we'll open up with Parliament's "Hit It and Quit It."
No.
There
play
you
a
go.
Parliament.
I see y'all over there. Boy.
So for the drums, I know that there's a lot of parents out there that have been listening to their kids bang on drums for many, many moons. What would you say is a nice milestone for the drummer?
Yeah, so I feel you, Carey, as far as your parents, man. I think that's the first shout out.
Yeah.
Wow, like 12 years
Shout out
old,
to
in the back room, just wailing.
Double
They are
bass.
your biggest fans,
Yeah,
bro.
I think it was like my 14th or 15th birthday. Everybody was leaving, and I was like, the drums were in the garage, and I was like, let me just bang on the drums as all these kids are leaving. And sure enough, my neighbor came marching over, and
Really?
it ended up into a kind of a bad story, but
Oh.
it was fun. I was like, oh,
That
my
neighbor hated
my
music.
my neighbor kind of got into it, but
That neighbor is not invited to Gio's stream shows.
And that was the first time we saw our dad go to jail.
no, luckily he only went to neighborhood. Anyways,
Sorry, Mr. Powell. We know you didn't go to jail.
no, he didn't. He's good. No, I will say, being real, like I think a lot of the milestones I've personally made have honestly been with this trio. It's been a couple years now we've been playing together, and there's multiple things I have paid attention to. And one Destyn just mentioned was the space in between. That was something he pointed out to me a couple years ago, or about a year and a half ago, and I was like, yeah, I need to play a little less. I grew up on like Chili Peppers and Chad Smith, and he was just like doing him and Flea just all the time, just hitting it like crazy. So, but as far as parents out there looking at kids or students, their kids picking up the drums, man, to be honest with you, just getting 3 limbs, like 3 appendages, like 1 arm and 2 legs, those 2. If you have all 3, real talk, getting those 3 doing different things, I think is a big milestone. Once you can hold a steady rhythm with one hand and then be in between on the opposite hand and one of the feet. For me, recently it's been getting my paradiddles faster with both hands. My right hand is always really quick, but my left is not as quick.
Tell the world what the paradiddles is.
Yeah, so just going back and forth from one hand to the other. So like I can roll like, so that'd be like 1 each, and then I can do 1 2, or so it'd be like 2 2, so it'd be like, or I can do 1 2, so it'd be like, or I can go opposite the other way. So you can't really see that if you're behind the camera there, but it's basically getting your wrists to move sequentially or opposite of each other in any.
Oh, don't worry about them. I just learned something. I've got great view on the drum, so we're good.
It's the equivalent of scales.
It's basically finding the rhythm scale that somebody's playing for sure. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that in all of music is a pretty important concept that we all got to figure out is how to leave more space. That's something I'm working on in my lead playing. I talk about that all the time. I think it was John Lennon that said music is the space between the notes. It might have been Lennon. Playing music without leaving space for the ear is like living without loving. And you ain't loving if you ain't living.
Speaking of segues, our good fan of the stream, Lauren Bar, she says, what a relatable story of stolen pants. This is my formal petition for a stream of stories and unrelated sex.
All right.
Nice. Unrelated.
Those pants
unrelated
were given away,
sex.
though. Those
Stories
pants
and
were given away.
unrelated tape.
Segue.
I don't know, man. My wife is supposed to be watching. I don't know if we can get into all that.
Not this stream. This stream is pants on.
Okay,
That's
all right.
going to be only for Patreon members. If you want to check out our pants to stream, check us out over at patreon.com/Gio Show.
You gotta get deeper into the channel.
We've got all kinds of cool stuff like stream show shout-outs, song requests, and other cool things.
Hey, don't be
mixed
judging now.
pantalones.
COVID been tough on us all now.
Hey, ain't
so don't be judging. You see me doing some things, just keep it to yourself.
So Drew, I think you got a song talking about what it's like if you live without loving, huh?
I do, man. I wrote this song. It's been a couple years, but about every so often we have some sort of political thing, and I'm not into politics that much because I feel like it's antithetical to what I do as a musician. I'm trying to bring everybody together and trying to be accepting and loving of people from different backgrounds and different things, and trying to bring all those people together in one community. And politicians don't do that. They try to divide you up and make you hate each other, and that's just not how I roll. So during one of those here in Georgia, it's been pretty heated here for a while. So during one of those election cycles, I just got super tired of it, and I wanted to preach a sermon, but I didn't want it to be preachy. So I tried to write a song that sounded like it would belong in a church with a gospel band, and I wanted to preach a message of love and acceptance, and that's what the song's about. All right.
Gonna seem like everybody trying to get just to what you got. Everybody else working hard just to put you back in your spot. Somebody boots are always stepping right on your neck. And it seems like the whole damn world forgot how to earn respect. But it's so easy just to freak all on your chain. Somebody gonna talk some shit, somebody gonna lie to your face. Somebody gonna steal your crowd, somebody gonna place the blame. Somebody might steal your girl and she might run around on you. Landlord might raise your rent and the boss man might hire you, yeah. But it's so easy just to break out of your chains. Listen, it's so easy. Let me explain. gotta listen if you want to hear it. Reach out to him, love your fellow man, 'cause baby you ain't living if you ain't loving. Oh no, you ain't living if you ain't loving. Now it really don't matter that much what your papers they might say. It really don't matter that much if you're gay or if you're straight. No, it really don't matter that much if you don't look the way that they do. No, it really don't matter that much to go through what you do now, 'cause it's so easy just to break out of your chain. Listen, baby, it's so easy. Let me explain. Oh, sugar, you ain't living if you ain't loving. Then you must keep praying and don't you stop forgiving. You got to keep on hoping, don't stop believing. Baby, you gotta listen if you want to hear it. Reach out to him, love your fellow man, 'cause baby, you ain't living if you ain't loving. Oh no, you ain't living if you ain't loving.
That's tasty. Cool. Does everybody feel better about the things now?
I mean, I was feeling good, but that made me feel
That's what
better.
you gotta do. You gotta rock and roll your way to happiness, right?
That's right. That's right. You got to give everybody a little bit of soul with it. Too.
And I think that's why people have been missing live events so much. You know, it's been hard out here because a lot of us get our release from music, and for those of us who aren't musicians and who just need to see it, I think that losing live events has been a big thing. And you and your wife actually have a live event company.
We do.
Which shout out to Crest Point.
Yeah, Crest Point Entertainment Group is a talent buying agency and live event production company. We buy talent for local venues, and we book local talent around the Atlanta area and all the way up to the Tennessee border, down to Macon, and also into Florida, and then some places in Alabama. And don't forget, we got a little bit of a presence in Athens now. So
Nice, I didn't know that. That's cool.
yeah, so we work with about 45. It was more like 65, but COVID is a thing. And so that number has dwindled a little bit. But I think what people miss most about it is that I don't think anybody needs to look very far to find that human beings are tribal in nature. And sometimes people will take advantage of that tribal nature in human beings and use it to pit us against each other. But human beings are tribal in nature, and we seek a sense of community. And the performance or the performance of music has always been a communal thing, and that's what people miss. It's something that people need to have. Prehistoric men knew this, and all the way up until 2021 is still a thing that people need and want, is that they need to feel that together, that community, that togetherness, and people miss it. But hopefully this is I know that Carey is doing an excellent job mixing, but this is a poor substitute. The live when you go see a band live, there's just something else about that, man.
Oh
you just
yeah,
can't
I
get.
totally agree.
Yeah, and that's something that even as musicians we're having to get used to. I had never done a live stream before the beginning of 2020, and it was like all of a sudden I had to learn to be able to substitute trying to speak to you all as opposed to communicating with my audience, which is, there are cool parts about it, but I think we all have had to kind of rearrange how we handle gigging and how we handle just, being a musician in this time. So if you have any maybe cool thoughts or stories or anything you want to share about your experience moving from live events to either online events or canceling events or just kind of sitting in the waiting pen for events to come. I know that, Drew, you've been pretty able to stay active through one thing or another.
I've been lucky because, and another thing is that I don't have an ego, so I will go play a Mexican restaurant as a solo gig, and I don't see that that's a problem.
Yeah.
But some people have a little bit of a pride issue, and they won't want to do that for whatever reason. They think it's beneath them or whatever. But hey, man, I'm trying to make $1.
Paycheck's not beneath anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I have 6 children with my lovely wife Angela.
Wow, I didn't know that. You have 6 kids?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
She has 3 from a previous marriage.
And you're as responsive as you are with us? What a gentleman.
Yeah, that's dope.
And the thing is, with the whole COVID thing in March, I remember being really frightened, and Angela being really frightened, and the kids even more so. They were very frightened because they were listening to these news reports. It seemed like there was going to be a mass casualty event all over the world, and millions of people were going to die, and it was very, very scary. It was a scary time for me professionally. It was also a scary time for me personally, with all these children that I have to keep safe. And so I remember telling my daughters, they were like, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to go to school? How are we going to go on with our life? And I remember looking at her and telling her that, Abigail, technology will give us the answers that we need to deal with this new set of problems. Technology is the reason, and this is the we have the tools now that we can continue to do what we do. Technology will help us out with that, and it has.
That's going to be a big impact for your kids and younger people in general going through this. Is they've had to find a way to stay connected, and so to y'all's ability here, a lot of people have now found that avenue and have realized that's a really important aspect of learning and growing. Is what is the thing that I need to know now so that I can be successful later. And so this is, I think, while it's, if you want to call it a substitute, I think it's more of a placeholder, but it's also going to be a huge thing in the future, and being able to do this.
Hearing y'all talk about that, actually, it puts it shines a lot of light, because we hear all of the negativity behind technology. And don't get me wrong, we be addicted as hell to some Instagram and some Facebook, and it do not help nobody, because in our nature we just want to put the best of the best on there, and that fuels the brain and makes it seem like it's supposed to be peaches and cream all the time. But I feel like things like FaceTime and being able to look on your phone and talk with your loved ones, it brings that bridge a little bit closer. And makes you feel a little bit better about not necessarily being able to be right there in the room with them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that technology thing, that homeschool thing. Now, online schooling ain't as efficient as in-person schooling. We're going to keep it real. But, that bridges the gap, and that's one medium of technology that can make this void a little bit easier to navigate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that anytime, with this specific thing, we were forced to kind of deal with it this way.
Right.
And so we're sort of trying to play catch up with we had the systems in place, but we just didn't know how to use it. Yeah. And I liken that back to, when Orville and Wilbur Wright flew the first airplane in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. That plane was made of wood and cloth, and it flew at a height of 10 feet for 100 feet, and that was the first flight. And that's what we're going through now.
That's interesting.
We've got this new technology. We're learning how to use it. Is it up to its full potential yet? No, but we're still in our infancy. As we move forward through this, maybe it forced us embrace technology and speed it up and help us in ways that we didn't think of. Are there things that are bad about technology? Oh yeah, man. We don't have to look very far to see what happens when people stay in their echo chambers.
Right.
You know, like that stuff's everywhere. But like there are some positive stuff too. Like what would have happened if we'd have shut this thing down and we didn't have computers to give to or even worse, Carey, what happens when we have to shut it down because of the COVID, but like only the rich kids can go to school now because they're the only ones that got a computer.
Oh no, they
You know what I mean?
And
So, like,
that progression that you guys are talking about, I mean, that, you know, thinking about live streams being a substitute and how just music can be a positive movement or the technology can be a positive thing for music. I mean, that was something that, because Carey and I actually started these live streams right before the pandemic. It was just serendipitous timing. And we've tried to continue to evolve and grow it so that it can be as much of a clean substitute as possible. But in my mind, when live events come back, live streaming's not going anywhere. It's just, but it won't be a substitute anymore. It
They'll
will
just
be
mad
a
that
separate
they're not
event.
there. Oh, I should have went, and
Yeah.
then maybe they'll go next time.
Yeah, and
You
it'll
know,
be.
"Oh,
But
man,
I
it was
even
so
think
great."
that there will be an avenue where it's like, you know, people will continue to go to live shows and things. But there are older people that don't get out all the time. There are nights that we, as musicians, don't feel like necessarily going out, but you'd love to support your friends. So I think that live streaming has not. Right now, it may be a pseudo replacement, but I think in the future, it's not a replacement for live events. It's an enhancement to live events.
Yeah. And for right now, because everybody knows that that Nick is gonna replace Jimmy Kimmel here in a little while, and then when that happens, we probably won't be doing the live streaming. You can catch us on network TV.
Yeah, there you go. That's in the
We're
in the
gonna get
5-year
there.
plan. Don't worry.
If you're behind a desk, you don't have to have pants.
Oh,
That's right. You
Nicky
can sit behind the
Nicky
desk.
Pantalones in the
It's
house.
the show name, man.
And you know, if I come out with my pants on, I'm gonna be feeling good.
Spicy
I'm,
boy.
yeah, that's right. But
Loving
and
this breeze.
I know I'm loving this breeze. That was something I wanted to ask y'all. Is there a piece of clothing that makes you feel extra spicy, makes you feel good? Cause
I want to hear Destyn's answer.
yeah. All right, Destyn.
actually
What
do wanna hear
what
that.
piece of clothing you got that makes you feel good?
I don't have like one particular thing. I don't know. I like to have. Okay, so I kind of ever since I was a little kid, I always dug playing dress up, and so I will collect random interesting pieces of clothing that I find places. Like two of my favorites were. One of them was like this vintage '60s looking vest that just has these crazy stitching and crazy rainbow like patterns and all kind of stuff on it. And the other one or two things, like okay, so one time I played a gig and my favorite thing I ever wore, I was wearing camo shorts, shirtless, with a luchador mask on, and it had a green dragon on this side of the face and a red dragon on this side of the face.
You see?
And,
You see? This is why.
and then I also capped it off with a white blazer. That I
need
thought the white
pictures of
blazer
this.
is what
All
set
the
it
way.
off.
I
you
need
know?
pictures of
And
this
that was-
so bad.
Yeah, so it's not just one. It's like
It's
wear
an
whatever
outfit.
you
It's
wear.
your outfit.
Well, wear whatever you wear, but like wear it with some attitude.
Well, he's
you know?
living
like,
it. Like Destyn lives it when he
yeah.
puts it on. Like, the reason why Drew asked that is because he'll just show up to practice some days in like this bad.
I'm a cowboy today.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa. And so it's less about, I think for him, like this is the thing. It's just like I'm gonna enjoy what's on me right now.
Now,
Or
I
not
messed
on
up
me.
one time. We showed up to play this gig, and I thought I would dress up like a redneck, and so I had these jeans with holes all in them. I'm wearing I'm wearing this flannel cutoff with like a trucker hat, and I had like cigarettes in my
Like a-
pocket. And
it's
we
like a
show
Joe
up,
Dirt
and it
extra.
was like,
Critters Ale, I remember.
Not it was that biker bar where we rolled up in Cartersville, and I go in looking like an idiot, and they're like actual these weren't like I've played biker bars, but this one was like like there's people with weapons walking around, and like there's people that sell hard drugs here, and like they
Sons of Anarchy.
a
going
whole
through
bunch of
there.
patch people walking around, and I was just like looking like a ridiculous idiot back there, and I was like, and they ended up double booking us, so they were like, all right, well here's $200 if y'all just go away, basically, and I was like, yes.
Yes, I will go.
Because I will get shot if we don't leave.
I mean, you know.
Well, you
yeah,
know, the
I would really
confidence
get-
is everything. Like, if you believe in what you're wearing, then that's what it is, you know. Like one of my favorites is this coat. Actually, this brown leather coat makes me feel like $1 million, which is why I'm wearing it, even though it's the bright lights on us right now.
Nice.
You know, it goes like that. So it goes like, what you got, Carey? What piece of clothing does it for you?
I like my pea coat, bro.
Your pea coat.
And the
ooh.
cold weather is now. I hate being cold,
Me
bro.
too.
I'm always
so
cold.
double love the pea coat.
So yes, but my pea coat, anything like all my warm clothes, but my favorite joint is my pea coat, man.
Man, and a peacoat, man, it looks good with anything. It has some
Right.
class, and if you could put a hoodie on under it, throw the hood over the back, and it still looks good.
And it
looks
still
so
looks
fly,
good,
Man.
yep.
It could be casual. It
Does
could be
look fly.
like mad, like professional. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Take
matter
the girl
setting.
out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she be like, "Damn, you got a pea coat on, damn, baby."
You like, yeah, you cold?
I be
Here,
like,
put it
yeah,
on.
that's right. That's right. You need a coat, baby.
What do we got over here to the left, guys? What do y'all like to wear?
Mine is pretty simple. I got this weird thing about green. Anything green.
Hey, dope. That's
Oh,
why
you should have
got the
told me.
green
I would have
splash.
hung.
Yeah.
I would have hung this plant over here. I would have hung that right over your head and
Oh,
just
yeah.
had it
Oh, shit.
dangling.
That's where it
Yeah.
usually is, man.
Yeah,
Is it
I
really?
normally, but the drummers don't like it because it gets all in their face and stuff.
I would have wanted on my face.
How
The green.
How about that fly shirt over there?
about,
Yeah, look
what
at
about
that.
you, Drew?
Drew, what you
Talking
bring
about
here?
my silkiness over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a fashionista, okay? I need help in the fashion department. And most of the time, my daughters do that. They help me out with it. And then this shirt was actually bought by my wife. And I told her when I bought it, I felt like when I wear it, I feel like I should be like a maitre d' at like a Chinese buffet or something. But I think it looks all right. It's kind of understated. I don't know. Fashion's not really my thing. But if I had to be completely honest, if I'm wearing one piece of clothing that makes me feel sexy, I got this sock.
Oh, here it comes.
And I roll it up in a wad, and I stick it right here.
So
in my
anyway,
junk.
so I'm gonna for any of you that are out there watching right now, we'd
I'm
love
just
for you to
kidding.
drop a comment in the comment section below and let us know what
kidding.
your sock is.
Just
What's
kidding.
your clothing that makes you feel that good
And
good
shout
way?
out to Moving Socks for tuning in.
Hey, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Moving socks. That's why. Shout out to Hibby Hobby. That Hibby Hobby on the track. DJ Hibby Hobby. So for those of you who are out there that may be ladies and you maybe have a pair of shoes that makes you feel a certain kind of way, Drew's got a song for you.
Yeah. All right, we ready to do it?
Oh, come on, little mama. Let your dog head down. Get in that little car on your baby. Get your ass downtown, girl. Put on those red shoes, woman. Little mama, see your name. Oh, that's right. Just put on those red shoes, lady. Girl, you know it's alright. Oh, come on, little sister. Why can't you steal away? Little man that done fall asleep. And it's the time for my band to play. Yeah, I put on those red shoes, woman. Ain't nobody gotta know. Oh, no. Just put on those red shoes, listen. Oh, walk out of that door.
chorus effect on them.
That feels good. I know there's some ladies out there that are like, man, I need to put on my shoes right now. I need to put on some shoes. And for those of you who did enjoy that one, I'm pleased to announce that Drew collaborated with the Mosaic Group. That is the multimedia company that my friend Carey here is the CEO and owner of, to put out his first EP, which is called...
This is the second EP, but it's the first one with these guys. And,
there you go.
We did it. This song is dropping in a week on
Friday, right?
On Friday, that's right. January 22nd. For all those, you're gonna catch this thing a little bit later. You can go to drewashworth.com and click the pre-save, and it'll appear in your playlist as soon as it drops. But man, definitely check that out. We're gonna have some videos over the course of the year. So that song is gonna be the first one.
That's one with Hans.
Yeah, we got a saxophone,
some background
player,
vocalists
some
on
background
that.
vocals,
Yeah,
and some awesome some piano that was done at the Orange Room Studios in East Point. And we were really happy with all the collaborators and with all. I mean, like, you guys knocked it out of the park. And John, the mastering engineer, he was awesome too. So big shout
out to John Beal. You can catch him on episode 22 of Gio Stream Shows. You want to go and check out the archive.
You definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
Guys are super talented, so you won't be disappointed for sure.
Yeah. We loved working with you. And hey, if you are a singer-songwriter and you want to get some of your music working on, if you need a team of producers, if you need recording engineers, mixing engineers, mastering engineers, if you need someone to help you with your social media, if you want to do live streams, podcasts, that's right, video, photo, check us out over at cdmosaic.com or cdmosaic on Instagram. Our big thing is we make friends with our clients. You know, we want to be your team. We want to be the people that help support you to make your vision come true. So, we'd be happy to give you a hand with that.
Yeah, we had a good time over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the entertainment industry, especially in the music industry, that are out to take advantage of you or try to. They're in it. They're only in it insofar as to help themselves, but not Carey and Gio. Like this group of people is really about trying to make your song the best that it can be, and get it out to as many people as you can, so that ultimately you can have the most success that you can. And
having a damn good time doing it.
Yeah, right. Because nobody wants to go through all this stuff and then not have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah, and it gotta be a vibe.
Yeah, it's gotta be a vibe. And if there's no vibe, then it comes out sounding like something that came out of Nashville or something.
Yeah, and that was it. You've actually touched on a couple points of one of the things I wanted to ask you specifically, and that was your experience with self-producing this last EP versus the first one you had a label with you. Because as a musician, one of my big things is ideally we should all be trying to operate as long as we physically can without a label. Because you have control, you have control of where the money goes. You're not answering to anyone except your own artistic vision and your bills. But I think that there's a lot of people think that it's just a matter of, especially non-musicians, just say, hey, well, once you get a record deal, you're good. If you can just get a record deal, blah, blah, blah. And maybe there was a time that was true, but that's not what it's like nowadays.
No, it's not like that. The music industry, the entertainment industry as a whole has changed a lot in the last 30 years with the advent of streaming and with digital content. It has changed the game, and that is not just something that you just say for whatever. It's not a metaphor. It really did change the whole game. There's still a place for record companies, but what record companies have morphed into becoming is public relations firms. So, that's all they are. And unless you have a national audience, then going with a national PR firm, which is what a record company is going to be a waste of your time and money. If you're an independent, if you want to be the next big Luke Combs, then sure, maybe you can go and do something like that. But if you're an artist, you play your own instruments, you got your own band with you, you got a sound, you know what that sound is, and you know how to get it, and you know how you want it, then it makes a lot more sense to go indie and build yourself up, build your brand, build yourself, your name, all that stuff, your social medias, all that stuff, and then eventually, if you get to the point where you're just completely dominating your space, then somebody from Nashville or Los Angeles is going to come looking for you, and at that point you're going to be a lot in a better position as far as negotiation with the said record company if you've already made a big noise in your hometown and you know what you're doing and you don't need their help to make your records. You can make them just fine on your own.
Well, that's the only way they're going to come talk to you anyway. Like most of these record labels, they don't want, like, I think as in the past, the days where record labels would come and find like a little fixer-upper band where it's like there's some potential there, but they're going to try to like work it out and coax it out and coach you up and all that stuff. Nah, they want like a finished product. They want to know like dinner's on the table, you know?
Yep. Because
And
it's a return on
by the
investment
time
thing.
you get to that point, well, it's return on investment, and it's the fact that, you know, there's 25 million, you know, guitar players in the country, and all of them will want to be rock stars.
And all of them are pretty good at some point.
Yeah, a lot of them are decent. And so it's the kind of thing where it's like for you to stand out there, for them to sign you or be interested, they got to know it's a slam dunk kind of thing. And by that point, you probably don't even need them if you just wanted to stick it out a little more. And we were talking about Wolfpack earlier, and that's one thing I really respect is the concert DVD that I've been watching a ton is them live at Madison Square Garden, and they are an indie band with no management company, no record label, and you know they had to put in a lot of work and they had to chew through a lot of shit sandwiches, I'm sure, but you know they got on that stage. And the flip side is, you know, you get on a stage that's a decent size. I'm not saying we're all going to play the Garden, but you know, you get on a decent stage and you're an indie kind of person. That paycheck on the back end,
That's right.
a whole lot fatter.
That is right.
You were talking about that last night. You brought
Where
that
the
up
money
just
is.
when you brought up Wolfpack, the fact they're indie and playing at Madison. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely don't want to discount anybody's route to what they're doing, and to each his own. And everybody has to make their own decisions as to what they want to do, and how they're going to conduct their career and conduct their business. But what I will tell you is this: that there's two parts to the music business. There's the music, and then there's the business, and you have to be good at both.
Yep.
You can't be good. You can't be the best guitar player on planet Earth and suck at business and have zero skills and have zero get up and go, and I'm going to go out and get this done.
Well, go into it expecting to get your feelings hurt too,
And
man.
they're
I've
both full-time jobs, dude.
Both
Just
full-time
to
jobs.
iterate.
Yeah,
We
that's a
ain't
big
BSing
one.
around here.
That's a
bro.
big one that I like that I want even non-musicians to understand is like being a musician is a full-time job. Like
Yeah.
it's not just sitting around playing guitar when you feel like it. It's
40
not
hours
just
a
when
week.
you play the show. You know, I feel like people don't understand the time and preparation that goes into that kind
We
of
ain't
stuff.
trying to be cool, bro.
Yeah, if you're trying
Just
to be
come
if
natural.
you're trying to be a pro musician, then if you want to be a hobby guitar player and you just want to play for your family and friends, then do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a professional musician and you want to make money and reap the benefits of a career in the music business, then you need to understand that it's a full-time job being a musician, and it's a full-time job being a business manager, and you got to be both. And you know, unless you want to hire somebody,
Right.
Mm.
and if you do, call Crest Point.
And hey, if you do want to support some local musicians, there's a tip jar link right down below in the comment section for either PayPal or Cash App, and I'll distribute that to these wonderful gentlemen if y'all want to hook us up with that. But yeah, I mean, I think that being in a label, and understand when we say label, we're meaning someone that is funding your project, someone that's paying you to do these things. It's kind of like a relationship. You know, you can have good ones, you can have bad ones, you can have abusive ones, you can have supportive ones, and sometimes you can have love that strikes you like lightning. You know, like you never know exactly how that relationship is gonna summit over time. You just know how it feels right when it starts. So to continue in that vein and play one of my original songs, this is one of mine called "Love Like Lightning." La da 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 da, la 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 da da da. Is she gonna like me? Kiss me oh so lightly, make me feel like I'm the man. Or is it another fight day? She gotta be right, Dave. Venom, I don't understand. Girl, you know I love you. I'd do anything to keep us in harmony. But I swear sometimes I hate you. Still I wanna date you. Maybe something's wrong with me. 'Cause her loving is as unpredictable as the summer rain. I just hope she showers sweetness onto me, cleansing all the pain. Even when I get caught she drives me insane. 'Cause her love's like lightning, it won't strike me twice, still I will remain. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da, la da da da, la da da. Scratch me and I like it, I'm not trying to fight it, and you know I'm so sincere. If the night is like we want it, you gon' be up on it when we getting out of here. 'Cause your disposition's charming, looks are so alarming, what you see is what you get. So I'm waiting on a drizzle, don't know how you sizzle, all the while getting wet. 'Cause your love at is as unpredictable as the summer rain. I just hope she showers sweetness on to me, cleansing all the pain. Even when I get caught in her downpour, you drive me insane. 'Cause your love's like lightning, it won't strike me twice, still I will remain. 2 more times, oh baby, still I will remain. Still I will remain. Let's take it home. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da. That felt great, guys. Thank you for your vocals and your playing. That's powerful to see the whole room stop and sing that melody with me. I hope y'all were singing that one at home, too. And hey, just a quick moment to let you know, I got my premiere EP, Origins of the Heart, streaming everywhere. It's on iTunes, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on all the places. Give me a follow over on Spotify, check it out. Mixed by the Mosaic Group, recorded by the Mosaic Group.
Made in Atlanta.
That's right. That's right. A little bit was made in Tallahassee as well.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's right. But mainly made in Atlanta. That's right. True to ATL, as they would say.
Hey,
So-
where'd you get that lightning lick from? That lyric, that inspiration just kind of came.
Man, a lot of times I write things to very specific like ideas, but that one was literally just me driving around in my car on a summer's day, and it was sunny out, and then it started raining, but the sun stayed out, and then the rain went away, and that was my. You keep knocking yourself. That was my.
Love like a microphone.
There you go, like a microphone to the. I need a microphone to the face.
googly moogly.
So yeah, it was that idea of a love that's this fickle like that,
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So guys, I gotta know, what's your favorite breakfast food? I'm quite partial to some
Bacon and
avocado
grits.
toast. Bacon and grits. Yeah, I also make a killer omelet with mushrooms and sage.
Yeah.
Do it to them.
With sage, that's a
I-
good call.
Yes, sir.
I respect that, man.
Hey, mushrooms
Love
with
some
sage. That's the money.
No, I'm just kidding, but I like a pinky finger of cocaine in the morning.
Whoa.
Really
Just
gets me
kidding.
up and going. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Just kidding about the
Just
small
kidding,
amount.
kids.
Gotta be the-
Just a pinky finger of Coca-Cola in the
just a
morning
small-
was what
yeah.
he said.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
Okay. No, my favorite thing in the morning is my wife will make me a cup of coffee every morning. I usually eat pretty light, in the morning, so
Yeah.
it's usually like an everything bagel with some cream cheese. That's how I get down, and some fruit in the morning. But I got to have the coffee, and my wife makes it for me, and it's got to the point where the way she makes it is better than I make it. So.
Yeah.
So and she does. I don't ask her.
What would
to
he do without you? Shout out to Angela.
Yeah, Angela, you're great. She makes my coffee every morning, and I think we're about to play the song that was inspired by that very thing. The song that we're about to play is a song called "Stay," and I wrote it one morning after my wife brought coffee to me, and I was drinking the coffee and thinking about how much I really loved her, and So after I finished my coffee and I, got my head right like I always do, I fucking I got a pen and paper and I wrote down this song. So
That's a great segue.
I've hung out with Drew after sleep, pre-coffee, and he's got some things to figure out.
He's got some demons.
got some anger
He's got to
management.
drink a little bit of that coffee.
Just get out of the way.
And
The
thank
dog
you.
is never acting appropriate without coffee post sleep. It seems like.
Thank you for
Oh,
making that segue so easy on me. 'cause
Megan says, "What's up, Megan? Thanks for tuning in. Drew is mean without coffee in the morning."
It happens.
You're talking about that Drew.
More about the food.
She-
Nah,
Megan knows about him. Megan don't know nothing about me.
well.
I need y'all to know that I did not know that was the story of that. That was just the most perfect coincidence that's ever happened.
I thought that you knew because
I didn't know.
that's
I
what-
didn't know. I was gonna lead in to stay with that,
Yeah.
but look at
Lit.
serendipitous. Isn't that beautiful?
dope.
Isn't that beautiful?
All right. So without any further ado,
Think about how much I love you, and I try to count the ways, so I could write you 1,000 love songs, sing a new one every day. If you ever leave me lonely, turn my blue sky over to gray. Don't you know that I love you only? In my arms I want you to stay. 'Cause we belong together. We were meant to be this way. I'm gonna build our world around you. Darling, won't you stay? If you ever leave me lonely, turn my blue sky over to gray. 'Cause don't you know that I love you only? Oh, my darling, won't you stay? When I wake up in the morning, cup of coffee and your smile, I thank the Lord that I'm so lucky. Hope you stay with me for a while. If you ever find another, leave my heart there on the floor. Oh, I never will stop hoping that you'll walk back through my door. We belong together, yeah. We were meant to be this way. Gonna build our world around you. Darling, won't you stay? If you ever leave me lonely, to stay.
Very nice, guys. Appreciate that.
I think that's my favorite one that I've heard of yours.
Well, you guys, that one's coming out Valentine's weekend, so you guys get a little special. That's my Valentine's Day present to all you lovely people. I know you probably don't need any help getting romantic. You know, everybody's been spending way too much time with each other here lately. And I fully expect to, in a couple of months, to see an explosion of babies.
Oh, I think actually because of timing, the first Corona baby has now been born. Like babies conceived during the coronavirus.
Oh wow!
So
So
yeah.
what do they
Because
call?
it's
So
been
they
9
call the World War II babies boomers. What are the Ronies?
The Ronies.
The Ronies.
I think we just figured it out right now. I think we just figured it out. I ate Coronas.
Yeah. It took me that long.
My Coronas.
Oh god, that's literally gonna be a whole generation.
Yeah, the Corona kids.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Coronies.
The Corona Cabbage Catch kids.
Oh, don't mind him. He just a Rona kid. He don't know nothing.
I wonder,
These new
I
Rona
wonder if
kids.
they're born with the antibodies, if their parents have the antibodies.
Ooh, interesting question.
Whoa, that's some.
Man,
If
it's
you're a
supposed to get
medical
your immune
professional and
system
you can
from
give
your
us
mom.
some science on that.
do,
one.
especially if you breastfeed, right?
Quit.
From
You
a
know,
lot of
we're on the
breastfeeding.
internet. You're feeding all these conspiracy theorists, man.
All right, so
Oh man, you want to
no,
start
no
down that
conspiracy
conversation?
theorists.
We
No,
could really get there.
Let's talk about something nicer, like music. Do you guys? How do you guys? Do you find that you are looking for what the Corona kids are listening to? Are you constantly searching for the next big music, or do you kind of find that you listen to what you know, and if you stumble upon new music, that's cool, but you don't search for it? Like, it's funny. People ask me all the time, "What do you listen to?" And it kind of occurs to me that I have so much music happening in my life between my band Edgewood Heavy playing Smith Soul Bar every Friday at 9. Plug, come check us out. So I'm constantly working on that set list. I've always got different guests coming through for the stream shows, and I learn their songs, and I listen to their songs and get to know their songs. Writing my own music all the time. I'm working with Mosaic Group in the studio, hearing different stuff. It's just like at a certain point, there's not any more room in time of the day to just listen. So do you guys find that you're like actively seeking new music?
My big thing is I ask younger people younger than me. I'm young. I'm 31. I think. I mean, age is relative. Age ain't nothing but a number. But I ask people who are like I taught in college for a few years, and I loved always asking them, "Yo, what are you listening to?" Because I guarantee it's something that I could catch that I really enjoy that I would not have found otherwise. So I try and then too, Spotify is really good. You know, they have cool algorithms that help you find new music as well. But I'm always the king of finding new music that I used app-wise was always Pandora, though. They kind of fell off the bandwagon.
No,
but that was-
actually, you think that, but not. Like older people, like my mom and her age, like like my sister and my mom both really only use Pandora.
Really?
Like I asked them where they stream, and they're like, "Oh,
My
I
wife-
listen to Pandora."
My wife only does Pandora.
That's
Even when
lit.
I like got the expanded Spotify membership, so she could have one, she's still like, I like the Pandora.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything, man. You just leave it there, and it plays you good music as long as you know the
Great
genre
stuff,
you want.
yeah.
You'll
Well,
be
maybe
like, "What
Pandora
this?"
is the answer to that question. Then, how do you find the new music? Are you
Pandora.
looking for new music? No, I just listen to Pandora, and it
Pandora
shows me.
plug.
Yeah, Pandora. I found some dope music on Pandora.
Well, I'll say, Carey, to go back to what you're saying, the younger crowd, like I have the privilege of working at the University of West Georgia.
Yeah.
And so I've constantly got students coming through. And one of the things we do up there is, or that I do up there is I work for the recreation facility. And so what do you do when you work out?
Listen to music.
Typically listen to music. So a lot of times I'll talk to them, but we actually use Pandora as the main, like system.
That's
So we got like
dope.
the business partnership.
Well, since we've said the word 6 times, Pandora, if you want to be an official sponsor of Gio's stream shows, let us know.
You can sponsor Drew Ashworth Music.
Hey, hey, don't steal my plug, man.
Drew Ashworth Music at Gmail. Pandora.
You should bring up like Sirius and XM and all those. Let's start talking about those too.
I prefer
right?
Spotify.
Yeah, I like to listen to specific things too, but also Spotify has playlists that are like you can find things there.
Curated.
And now that you mention it, the one time I probably do listen to kind of newer music is when I'm working out. Like I find that I'm always listening to like Anderson .Paak and Saba and No Name when I'm working out, and that has led me down the rabbit hole of finding new rappers. And they're not the mainstream necessarily. I think they're a subgenre called like jazz rap.
Oh,
That's
nice.
yeah, that's
With
kind
a
of
band behind them.
that's kind of what I find myself listening to.
So it's
I got
kinda
an
like
alert.
A
I got
hip hop offshoot because hip hop used to pull a lot of jazz
Yep.
influence.
And they still do. If you listen to the backing tracks, even of the like most modern mumble rap or whatever you want to say, a lot of it has jazzy producers that are making the music.
It's got a groove, man. It's got a groove. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. Destin's always my go-to with new music. Every single time I see this guy, he's like, "Hey, have you heard this?" And I'm like, "No, I absolutely have not heard this, and it's awesome. I don't know where you found it, but I'll listen to it now."
Yeah, I usually don't know where I find them either.
Yeah.
I don't really ever ask people younger than me for music advice or music taste. Like I've found that I'm almost never a fan. So my whole new music is I found a lot of like new old music because they were always making more music than I could ever have a chance to listen to.
That's true.
So I've been I don't know, I just find a band, especially on Spotify. I'll find one I like and then it'll be like recommended artists, and you can go down these like rabbit holes of people you might like until you find something. The one I was listening to yesterday was called Buckshot LaFunk, but LaFunk is spelled like LA space FOU.
It's got a Q in it.
Wait, FONQUE.
It's gotta have a Q in it.
LaFunk. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so,
and
so you
it's
so you
like
go to
some-
an artist and then you go to the recommended
Yeah,
art.
it was like
or-
some early 90s, like 94 era acid jazz. And
You
know,
just
it
said a
was
lot of
just-
words,
yeah,
and I don't
man.
really know what any of
Just
them
get
mean,
out
but it's
there.
fine.
You get out there. Well, I got a little baby, and anything that I can put on to make him go.
Right.
And I'm like, this one. This is the track.
That's the test for you.
Yeah.
If you can make a baby
starts
go,
making weird faces like
That's
he smelled
funky.
something, you know? You're
that's
just like, yeah.
funky.
It's the greatest compliment you can give any musician.
It's that stank face.
Yep, the stank face.
stank
that is
baby.
The greatest
Where'd that come
compliment you can give any musician. Well, for anyone looking out for some new music, I think that a lot of times it's about finding where if not the young people, the hip people are. So a lot of times that's like your big cities.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be a cityist. Is that a thing? Big cityist? Cityist. I mean, you guys are from the country and you're agreeing with me, so we're good. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, we know how much it sucks in the country. Like,
Yeah, I would never live in a place where, you just had animals running around and stuff.
Yeah, Destyn grows his own tomatoes and stuff.
Especially
out of
not
his
ducks.
house.
Man, can you imagine just having
I
ducks?
should
everywhere?
have.
How
I almost
terrible would
brought
that
you
be?
some duck eggs. but I
Man, we
didn't have
talked
time
about
to
this.
go
I thought you were
gather
gonna
'em.
bring me some duck eggs.
Dude, I'll let
You don't love
down.
me. You
I'll
don't
let
love
you
me.
down.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just have to have you on another stream, and then you'll bring me, and then you won't bring me
Eventually.
duck eggs for that
I'm
one.
just gonna mail. I'll put them in an envelope.
Oh, I would love to see that. Some duck eggs arriving.
No,
in
man,
an
you got to hit up old grandma and figure out how to do the water curing eggs. You can take eggs and put them in a pickle jar with like some sort of like vinegar or something like that, and it
Yeah, you
keeps.
make pickled eggs.
No, it's pickled.
No,
Yeah, you're
no,
pickling 'em.
it's not. They're not pickled eggs. There's a different way, and I know that's the way you make.
I
Pickled
mean,
eggs.
yeah. Put an egg in a jar with vinegar.
Yeah, that's how you make pickled eggs. But there's a way to store eggs for what we're getting on and off for different.
So if you are a
you can buy
playlist
eggs at the
curator, if you
store.
think that you have some really good music that you want to share with us, you could be a king or a queen and share that with us. You could drop it in the comment section down below. And if you're maybe if you're in one of the influencer places like LA or New York,
You
and
can
maybe
share
you could
us.
even be a New York City queen. As if you could hook us up with your playlist. We got 9 minutes. We good. We Gucci, bro. So let me do a little volume check from my engineer here, because I don't know if you guys saw that really slick guitar switch I did. If you didn't see it, then pay better attention. If you did see it, drop it in the comment section down below, or go to patreon.com/Gio Show. Boom. Drop that. How much guitar are you getting over there, my man? Well, this is an original song of mine. I hope you like it. I know you've heard it before. It's called New York City Queen. Up when she's in the street, catch her in the subway, look but she won't see. She's got a style that doesn't come for free, and if it takes her a while, it's swept away. If she hears a cat call, she won't bite her tongue. She shines in the nightfall, got you on the run. can be such fun, and when your evening is over, hers has just begun. New York City queen, 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 New York City queen. She will take it out the finest company, buy you a shot, then drown it like honey. Biting her lips so naturally sexy, and in the morning she's gone, she's got somewhere to be. She has made you think New York is just a place. You see the light seduction in her face. Big city dreams she showed you could come true, and now you're here in New York City living like they do. New York City queen, New York City queen, New York City queen, New York City queen. Changes everything, changes everything, changes everything. You're New York City queen. She's got you like a queen, got you like a queen. Changes everything. You're New York City queen. She could be your dream, but she's got you like a queen. Changes everything. You're New York City queen. She's a New York woman. She don't take no shit. She's a New York woman. She knows who she is. She's a New York woman on 8th Avenue. She's a New York woman, and she don't even. Hey, yeah. To a French press poem, she reads slow, acting like it's timeless. We know you gotta go. She's got a kindness, leaves you warm. Also, you say thank you, Your Highness, and she showed you the door. Set in a west particularity, spends all of his just living 'cause she's free. Likes you a while, seems like it's meant to be, and when she picks a little higher, hate the city. New York City queen, 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 yo, New York City queen. Oh, New York City queen, New York City, New York City queen, New York City queen. She could be your dream, but she's got you like a queen. Changes everything, yo, New York City queen. 'Cause she's a New York woman, she don't take no shit. She's a New York woman, she knows who she is. She's a New York woman on 8th Avenue. She's a New York woman, and she don't need you. Where will she be when you need her? The city, she is a hot heater. Don't love you will never complete her. Loyalty, she is your leader. Hey. Where will she be when you need her? The city, she is a hot eater. Your love you will never complete her. Loyalty, she is your leader. Come on, girl. New York City queen, 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 New York City. Two more times. New York City queen, 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 yo, New York City queen. Woo!
That was nice, Carey.
We heard him.
Cool, dude. That was real cool.
We heard him, boys.
Snuck
We
in
heard
there
him.
real quick.
Hey, Destyn, would
Yo.
you give me some? Would you give me some blues grooves in A? Blues in A. Drew,
I got you.
go for it, brother. Go for it, brother. This is the little tradition we got called the pocket. Y'all rock it out. Y'all rock it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you for tuning in. As always, it's been a pleasure being here with you. streaming here with you. As we talked about, this is not a substitute for live music, but it's something you can have alongside it, you know? You can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too when you tune into Gio's Stream Shows. And if you do want to see some live music, check us out, Edgewood Heavy, here in Atlanta at Smith's Old Bar every Friday. It's a new band that I've been playing with. I think y'all gonna be digging what we've been doing over there. Woo! Big shout out to my gentleman around me. On my right, I have the man, the myth, the legend, Carey Durham. Carey. You can find him online at Carey_Durham. He's also got music out on Spotify and all streaming platforms. Check him out there. Nice little bass solo by my man Destyn Perry over here. Ooh. You know, you can't hold no groove if you ain't got no pocket. You can find him online at Destyn Perry. And playing with a bunch of cool bands. He plays with The Devil and his Advocate. Shout out to Thud. You're going to definitely see him back on Gio's Stream Shows here in Season 2. That date hasn't been announced yet, but he's coming. Back here on the drums, I got my man Drew. Give it to him, Drew. Give it to him. Give him a little drums. You know they want it. Right there. And last but not least, you can find both of these gentlemen playing behind my good friend over here, Mr. Drew Ashworth.
I love you all, man. Thank you guys all for watching.
Make sure to check out his new single, Red Shoes, coming out on all streaming platforms this coming Friday. You can pre-save that on his... It's on your website.
On the website.
It's on your Instagram, Drew Ashworth Band or Drew Ashworth Music?
Just Drew Ashworth Music on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And on the YouTube. But then the website is drewashworth.com. If you want to find links to all that stuff, just go there.
Hey, y'all connect with him. He's a good dude. He's out here trying to make music and make people happy. Give him a little taste. Give him a little taste. Physically hurt me. That was so good. As always, my name is Gio Yaquinto. Thank you for tuning in to Gio's Stream Shows. We are coming back 2 weeks from today, and we are going to be joined by the absolutely fantastic Tyler Neal. You're not going to want to miss this one. We're going to have some friends on that stream, and he's going to bring some tasty slide guitar to you. I know you're going to love it. If you haven't already, go stream my album, Origins of the Heart. Love to share it with you. Connect with me. Let me know what you think. Share it. Follow me on Spotify. Check us out over at patreon.com/Gio Show. And I'll see y'all soon.